Okay, for our next segment, each of you, I've given you each a monogrammed baseball bat that I've sent you. I hope you have it there in front of you. And
Maybe.
oh, wait a second. I'm getting a message from our producer Randy.
Glad to see you got my message. Here is your random task. I need each of you to present to me the best trading in the Mediterranean game in your collection.
It's a random task!
Random task. Show them what you do.
Drop my random task. Got it. Choo! All right. Good. We always lose somebody from this.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Whoa!
Yeah, there he is. This time was Andy. Oh man, I was really looking forward to clubbing some seals.
I know, right? I had my bat already.
I know. Maybe next time. I spent a lot of money in shipping getting those bats to you too.
I appreciate it.
I even had a sound effect for it.
Tell you what, friends, if nobody comes down and buys a car from me in the next hour, I'm gonna club this baby seal. That's right. I'm gonna club a seal to make a better deal.
Anytime you give me an opportunity to play a clip from UHF, I will take it.
We'll use it next time. Maybe we'll get to it next time.
There you go.
All right. Well, the almighty Randy has spoken, and we are been tasked with a random task of games of Mediterranean trading, the age-old, memeable genre in board games. So, all right. Well, I'm going first, and today I got Veridostrum. So this is actually an old man game. I played the original back in the day. One of my friends actually got a copy randomly from like Hobbytown USA back when they usually sell board games and stuff like that before they went RC cars, but that's neither here or there. But I didn't play it for years and years until a few years ago. I actually played the original back then, and I thought it was fantastic. Now you're thinking Mediterranean trading, it's a Civ game, but a key part of it is that it takes place in the Mediterranean, and you are trying to secure different commodities to basically eventually turn in for the things that you need, the wonders or whatever to get the game run. But I wanted to bring it up because I think it's a game that, even though it recently got kind of reprinted and updated with the second edition of Empires a few years ago, I still think it's a game that kind of went under the radar, and I really like it. It's a quick, plays in 2 hours. Like, it really gives you that Civ feel in 2 hours. So I really like it. Fantastic. Andy, what you got?
Well, hold on. Can I respond real quick, Chris? I really thought you had this one in the bag with Mediterranean games. Well, yeah. But that was your pick? That's a Civ game. That's not a Mediterranean game.
Well, I mean, again, there's a whole bunch of other ones I could have gone with, but I went with this one because I wanted to give it some love that I think had been missing. So I mean, if you want to go pure, straight up, the actual answer is Medici. But I went with this one to give some things some additional love. So
I don't know. This sounds like a Gloomhaven Chronicles
it sounds a lot
like whatever. This is way closer to on topic than Gloomhaven as a Rondell.
Maybe that's what it is.
But not as close as Lupin Lubia's Rondell. That's absolutely Rondell. We own it.
Okay, so I'm just going to go on because I could say something, but I'm not going to. Yeah. So this one was super easy, guys. And, I know that Daniel and John haven't gone yet, so I hope I don't pick the same thing as them and preempt them. But it was easy for me. It is one of the best board games of all time. It's number 21 on BGG. It is Concordia. It is literally a game about trading goods on the Mediterranean. And it's just a fantastic game. If you haven't played Concordia, there are several versions. I recommend playing the Salsa version. It's a must. It adds an extra good that is a wild good. But no, it's a fantastic game where you are a little bit of deck building. You've got different roles that you play the cards down and do, and you have to do them in the right order. And it's kind of a little bit of push your luck, and it's grab stuff off this tableau up here and trade goods here and beat people here and area control, a little bit of everything. Concordia is easily my choice for this random task.
So why do they, I've always been disturbed by this. Why do they call it salsa if it's in the Mediterranean?
So first of all, it's the Latin word for salt. And second of all, why is it disturbing?
Well, because maybe disturbing was not the right answer. But why did they just use the word salt? I've never understood that. It's called salsa, but then you're like, hey, you're going to trade salt in it. And you're like, what?
They use Latin for all of it. Like the different gods are not, so it's not like Saturn, it's Saturnus or something like that. It's all it is what it is.
Gotcha.
Some people like that historical aspect.
I need to give this one another go. Like every single time I played it, it's just been meh to me. But people love it, so I must be missing something.
Yeah, I was okay with it, but hey, but at least it's trading in the Mediterranean, unlike some other people. All right. Well, my pick is one of my top 10 games of all time, and that is this Alan Moon classic from 2004. Yeah, now who's the old man, Chris? This guy right here.
Whatever.
It is called
2004 is getting hot.
Oasis. It is a wonderful game about trading in the Mediterranean. And not only are you like collecting things, you're actually trading with each other, because you're going to get these cards that are wonderfully printed. See that iconography on these cards? It's just perfect here. You're going to be presenting these cards as an offering to all of your opponents, and they are going to trade you their turn order. So if you're a second player, you might be like, I'm going to give you my second player token for your goods. And then you're going to be placing those goods on this beautiful detailed board that is as beige as all get out. But it is literally trading on a
Is that Minecraft?
desert. And you're making
Kind of looks like Minecraft.
and you're making paths, kind of like the old game Quicks. If you know what Quicks is, if you do, thank you.
I thought it was
You're
a series.
like making like grass paths, and you're trying to cut each other off and being aggressive with that.
Is that
And
like
the
Dig
best
Dug?
part about it, which makes it a truly trading game, is that it has camel meeples. Camel meeples.
Cameeples.
That's right. You cannot be a trading in the Mediterranean game without camels. And your goal is to make the biggest caravan of camels. The other things you're doing is you're getting scoring tokens. You're bidding on scoring tokens to like multiply what you have on the board. This game is
Yeah,
the
exactly.
definition of trading in the Mediterranean. When you hear that word trading in the Mediterranean, they are talking about Oasis. This is a trading in the Mediterranean game.
So that looks like a trading in the desert game.
It does. I don't see a
the
Mediterranean sea.
there. I don't know where the Mediterranean part's coming in there.
When I think trading in the Mediterranean, I think boats moving goods, not camels.
No, it's around the Mediterranean, not through the Mediterranean.
What?
This is right next to it. I don't know where it's at, but it's right. It's like in Egypt.
You can
Egypt
pretend.
has a desert, and it's
right
next to the Mediterranean.
Just like
you
just like-
guys.
just like us in Kansas City, we're right next to the mountains.
That's right. Right next to Colorado. We're that close to it. You get me.
Clearly,
Randy will get me. He'll understand.
We'll see what the points say.
I will say this: that game is so great that Daniel has to play it differently than the box says.
No, it's
He
a
has to
very
make it this
talkative game.
giant,
You
like,
gotta
social
talk about
game
your
opposed to
negotiations.
just-
Whatever, man. This game is great. Underrated, under the radar.
It is actually a good game, but your presentation of it did nothing to sell it to anyone.
That definitely is true.
But I talked loudly.
That helps. That helps.
Talk loudly.
Speaking of talking loudly, it's my turn. And I have the best example of trading on the Mediterranean, which shouldn't surprise anybody because you know me with the old man gaming and the old man themes. That's all I do. And so I've got Quartermaster General World War II because not only does this game, not only does it literally have the Mediterranean Sea in the game, you can trade salvos back and forth from the Mediterranean to the Mediterranean, through the Mediterranean, and
To the Mediterranean.
and hold your
It's like
tongue,
it's a person.
son. And what are you trading in these games? You're trading supplies. It's Quartermaster General World War II. It's a supply line to through the Mediterranean, whatever. It's a Mediterranean supply trading game. There you go. It's the best one too, because it's a cool reenactment of World War II that's card driven. Every card's different. Every country is different. I mean, you can play up to 6 people. There you go. That is my Mediterranean trading game.
All right,
I'm actually
I think-
impressed by that.
I think we need to have a meeting real quick here.
This
I
is
think-
terrible.
I think the format of this segment, we don't give ourselves enough time to actually come up with a quality game. We only got 3 seconds, so we just grab something off the shelf that's even randomly associated.
Are you talking about Daniel's pick? Because I agree.
Correct.
Well, I thought.
My pick was the only one that followed everything to the T. And I even had a second one. I could have gotten Istanbul.
Man, whatever. I actually had the game Trading in the Tigris. I did think about presenting that one. It's literally should have been called Trading in the Mediterranean, and I think that would have been a slam dunk. But I do want to know, John, is that literally your only game you have that even has a picture of the Mediterranean in it?
Well, I almost went with the river, but it's literally a river and not a sea. So I was like, I can't get away with that. I guess I could do Black Fleet. Black Fleet is like, you could pretend that's the Mediterranean. But
so do you really not have a Mediterranean trading game?
I don't have a Mediterranean trading game. No. Aquatica, that would work, maybe. Oh, Peak Oil. Peak Oil has
the water.
Do you have any desert themed games? Because that could also be the Mediterranean.
No.
No, it can't.
All right.
Chris at least had, I followed this to the T. Daniel and John failed miserably. Chris is so, but at least he had a good backup with Medici, which would have been perfect.
Gosh. Well, let's see what Randy says.
Yeah. As a reminder, whoever wins is going to get 3 points. Whoever is in second will get 2, and whoever's in third will get 1, and the loser, John, will get 0.
We'll see about that. What's it, Chris? You want to holler him out? See what get us.
All right. Well, what really matters is what our Dark Master has decided for us. So let's see the scores. Okay, so I got 1 point.
This is third place.
Daniel got 2.
Second point.
Mine has a picture of the
I got a bad
Mediterranean.
feeling
This is
about
abstract. That's whatever. And I hope it's Andy, because if it's John.
Come on.
Hey, all right. At least the one that did it correctly to the T got the 3 points. I still think I should have got 2, but whatever. At least mine has a picture of the manager. You know what? For that matter, John should have got 2 points. I should have, or 1 point. I should have got 2. Daniel should have got 0. No picture of the Mediterranean at all in his game.
No. You guys, come on. Let us know in the comments.
I lost the point.
When they say Mediterranean, you know what they mean. And Oasis was that. If you looked at that box, you're like, that's a Trading in the Mediterranean game. You guys know it.
I don't know that for a fact.
All right. Well, what did you guys think? Tell us in the comments what the points should have actually been, and what's your favorite Mediterranean trading game?
Thank you for watching this clip from Around the Board. If you'd like to watch the full episode, please click on the link down below. Around the Board is essentially a game show featuring 4 board game enthusiasts that discuss board game topics and news in a competitive format. Whoever wins gets to talk about whatever he wants at the end of the show. So please join us, won't you, Around the Board.